Alright, so the other day somebody said to me, if it's not one thing, it's another. Well, of course, if it's not one thing, it's another. What else could it possibly be? If it's not one thing, it's a billion other things? No, it's one other thing that happens after one thing. You can't have like two things happen right after another. One happens, then another one happens, and then another. Could you imagine having like, if it's not one thing, it's another. One thing happens right after the other. Could you imagine having like a machine that produces like mashed potatoes gravy? So it's not one thing right after the other, it's just the one thing. I'll have mashed potato gravy, please. Or like a relationship, you gotta have, you gotta get married, then you gotta practice sex, then once you perfect it, you get a kid, and then once you get a kid, you have to practice sex again because you forget. That's how long it takes to have sex again after you have kids. So then you got to perfect it again. Once you perfect it, you have another kid, then you go crazy, you lose your mind, and then you die. It's one thing right after the other. You can't have it all in one sitting. You can't have like, you can't like get married and at the same time perfect sex, at the same time bore a child, at the same time wait 2 years to have more sex, and then at the same time bore another child. You can't, and then die. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen like that. So that's my answer to, if it's not one thing, it's another. Don't be stupid.